Thank you very much, President. The report that I wish to present to you is the outcome of a compromise among groups with very different viewpoints on employment policies and protection against unemployment. And I wish to recognize the availability and flexibility of the shadow rapporteurs in the employment and other committees, social affairs committees, so as to come up with a compromise. We start on the basis of two main observations. Firstly, that the social effects of the current crises are going to go on being felt, even if the economic recovery becomes real, which is very much something the jury is still out on. Therefore, these measures to support people are not a feature of the past. Unfortunately, they will have to go on being part of our policies in the future. So the first choice is this: do we or do we not wish to extend the European Globalisation Adjustment Fund, the only instrument we have in Europe to combat the effects of mass sackings, until 2020 or not? The answer is clearly yes. We want to extend the EGF to 2020 in order to send a clear signal to the unemployed so that people can be retrained and reinserted into the job market. And yes, again, it should be extended to 2020 if we think people deserve a new opportunity. We owe this to them. And the second observation was quite substantive. The EGF started to operate with a lot of deficiencies, but changes to its rules did give rise to a significant increase in the number of candidacies, a number of cases put forward for application of the EGF. Further research is required, but the main difficulty can already be identified. Between the time of the collective sacking, collective redundancy, and dispersing the funds, countries spend between 12 and 18 months, in some cases more. So we have a way of responding to the social crisis that is that operates at a snail's pace. So we require greater coordination, and as a result of this, many workers land up not drawing any benefit from measures under the fund. Furthermore, this slowness is a disincentive for people to prepare candidacies and applications to the fund from areas where they are most needed. And this means that often the authorities will not table these applications until they've been approved in Brussels, or they know that they will be. And this against the backdrop of budget austerity. That's why the report proposes a series of short-term measures to cut the slowness by the delays by 50%, and also proposes that the fund becomes a permanent one as of 2013. President, dear colleagues, some of the countries that have most benefited from this fund are resisting, are fighting against their simplification. They are afraid that they won't go on getting more and more money. Now, to be quite candid, that risk is there, whether the fund is slow or fast. The risk of a long period of mediocre growth actually exists, because this will depend upon the impact of austerity measures on the relaunch of our economies. But what we're talking about here today is something different. It is the attitude of Europe in the face of collective redundancies. Do we want victims thereof to gain benefit from our budgetary provisions? Do we want to send them a lifeline and pay at least as much attention to them as we did to the saving of the financial structures which our taxes saved? It really depends upon the way we view people and the way we view Europe, and I'm very much in favour of a social approach. Thank you.